Hello everyone, and you're all welcome on this second tutorial for the PMDG Boeing 737-700 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Of course, the tutorial will apply to all the other 737 versions PMDG is about to release in the future as well. What you're seeing at the moment is a beta version, pre-release, so do not expect everything to be added yet. And there definitely is still a little bit of work in progress going on before this airplane can be released. So if you see something that doesn't appear as it should today, then don't be surprised. It's just probably still work in progress. Today, in this video, I'm going to show you two things. First of all is how to decide on how much fuel you want to take for your flight. And the second then is how to get the turnaround going and how to get the loading and refueling of the airplane going. This is something I would recommend every one of you to do before you start setting up the FMC, which is going to happen in the next tutorial that I'm hopefully going to upload today as well. And the key to a quick turnaround is to make the decisions as early as possible and to get things going as early as possible. So starting off with the fuel decision, we are sitting here for a flight from London Stansted to Dublin as the Ryanair flight FR225. And we have our operational flight plan, which I'm going to link to in the description below. Now, looking at the weather conditions we're expecting for our flight today, Stansted is alright. There's some gusts coming there and some light showers of rain. And looking at our destination, Dublin, there's a temporary forecast throughout the day from 0900 until midnight. UTC, winds 06016, gust 26. The runway in Dublin is a 1028, so basically the wind is coming 40 degrees off, gusting 26 knots. That's going to give us something in the region of about 20 knots crosswinds. So that is, for an airliner like the 737, pretty much a non-event. In a small general aviation airplane, you might definitely want to consider this. In the 737 flown by professional pilots, that is nothing out of the ordinary that would require extra fuel. However, if you in the flight simulator feel that you may not be 100% confident with landing in gusty conditions, or you just want to be on the safe side, carrying some extra fuel for a second approach, I would recommend adding 600 kilos in the 737-700. That's giving you roundabout a go around with a second approach. Looking at the alternate as well, there's wind from 07015, gust 25 again throughout the day. Actually only until 1700, but looking at the time now it's 12:36, so we might be facing this on our arrival. So again, the wind is not that strong. There is no thunderstorms or anything forecast, so I'll be happy to go with the standard fuel. Also, looking at the SIGMATs here, it's severe mountain waves forecast below flight level 200. And Microsoft Flight Simulator mountain waves are something that are a little bit exaggerated, giving you some very, very strong turbulence. Now, of course, in real life, mountain waves can give you very strong turbulence as well. But in Microsoft Flight Simulator, I feel it's a little overdone. Nonetheless, it's only below flight level 200, so again, we are planned at flight level 340, so that's not much of a concern. So looking at this, I would be happy to go with the standard fuel. In real life, you would of course also review the NOTAMs to see if there is any operating restrictions at your destination airport, but for the sake of use in flight simulation, we can skip over those. Now, standard fuel in these terms, the plant block fuel for our flight is 4,325 kilograms, and we will round this up to 4,400 and we'll add another 100, meaning we'll take 4,500 kilograms of fuel for this flight. Now we can enter all of this in the FMC, and there is something I would like to show you here that I really appreciate about the PMDG Boeing 737. Now, I'll just set up some fuel as you would typically see it when the airplane has arrived. 2,500 kilograms, and we will set the payload to empty. Now we're going into the ground service menu here, where we can get real-life ground servicing, rather real-life timing ground services of the airplane. So we are going to request a fuel truck here. We'll tell it that we will need 4,500 kilograms of fuel. Then we'll connect stairs to the front of the back. This particular airline we are flying here, Ryanair, is mostly not using jetways if they can avoid it, since boarding through the front and aft door at the same time is simply going to give you a quicker boarding time and therefore a shorter turnaround time. Now we've planned our flight using SimBrief, and I'm once again using SimToolkit Pro here because it got some really nice features. Over here we go into load sheet, we say pop out load sheet, and then over here, it might appear a little small on your screen, but here it says passengers planned for the flight 148, so we're going to insert that. We'll need 148 passengers in here. And then it also says we have planned to use 600 kilograms of cargo. We are going to request the forward loaders and the carts, and we'll put 600 kilos of cargo in here. Now once they all have arrived, we'll simply click on start for the particular actions, and then it's going to load our airplane in real time. Looking out here, the fuel truck is already arrived and connected, and our loaders are just arriving as well. So what we can do now, fueler is here, we'll click on start. Now he is refueling the airplane in real time. Now the 737 fuels at about 700 to 800 kilograms a minute, so you can roughly make up a guesstimate as to how long this is going to take. I recommend you, if you have only little fuel in the tanks and you will plan a flight to a far away destination like 2,000 miles or so away, or loading up 15,000 kilograms of fuel, that is going to take a while, like 15 minutes-ish, to refuel the airplane, maybe even a little bit longer. So in that case you might just want to use the fuel menu and refuel it instantly rather than real time. Now over here we're going to request the passenger bus. Once that is here, we can start our boarding as well. You have several options up here. Passenger entry, whether you want to use the stairs or whether you want to use the jetway. If you plan to use the jetway, the aircraft is actually automatically going to request it for you. Right now we have stairs connected to the front, stairs connected to the back. And quickly have a look at that on the outside view as well. See it here. And when you're loading the airplane in cold and dark state, it already has the front steps connected for you. So if you're flying an airline like Ryanair that is using air stairs, you'll have to release the front steps, and then once they have disconnected, you'll see them retract here in a moment and drive away, and once they're away you can then choose the air stair, which is then going to extend automatically. All of this is the manual way to do the ground handling. There will be an automatic function with a future update as well. That used to be in earlier versions of the beta, however, with some of the recent Flight Simulator updates, there have been some issues introduced with that. So that has been removed for the time being, and it will be added again with a later update after the airplane has been released. And with this automatic function, you basically tell it, I want to have this many passengers, that much cargo, that much fuel, and then it's just going to do all of this that we are doing manually here automatically. Right, so the passenger bus is here, and then we'll just click on start boarding. Right now, the front stairs are still waiting for the departure. They're probably being blocked by the passenger bus here at the moment. So right now we are boarding through the back stairs only. Once the front stairs are gone, you just click on air stairs, you extend them, and then they're going to board through the front as well. Now you can see over here how the passengers are slowly coming in at a realistic rate into the airplane. And you do have all kinds of services available here as well, like catering truck for the front or back, cabin cleaning, etc. For the loaders, they've arrived as well, with the carts as well. And actually you see them standing over here. I really like this. And this is all a PMDG custom feature, by the way. This is not using any of the default Microsoft Flight Simulator objects. I'm going to start the loading here. Well, they start putting the suitcases and the baggage in. And leaving off at this point, we can then start our flight management computer preparations, which I'm going to cover in the next video that's hopefully going to be up later today. Thank you very much for joining. Sit back, relax, enjoy the flight once we actually get there, and I look forward to see you on the next tutorial.